Management of Zaggle Prepaid, who has tied up with Redington to provide low-cost technology solutions for enterprises. Now, the company had also told CNBC TV18 earlier that more acquisitions could be in the pipeline. Now, to tell us more about the tie-up, the likely acquisitions, and of course, the road ahead for the business, we are being joined by Avinash Godkhindi, who is the Managing Director and CEO of Zaggle. Avinash, good morning. Thank you for joining in. We'll get to the acquisitions in just a bit, but to a tie-up with Redington, what is the kind of scope that this tie-up offers for your business? If you could tell us more on that first up.
Good morning, and it's a great partnership for us with Google, enabled by Redington, who are their master supplier. Basically, these are devices, Google devices that large enterprises offer for their employees on a company leasing model, right? And the savings for employees could be like 30% upwards, right? So it's very significant savings for employees. From an employer perspective, you're giving a great value, a great product to your employee. Any additional security features that you want to deploy on the phone, a Google Pixel, as corporate policy, you can go ahead and apply that to secure your devices. Given the amount of frauds and amount of spam calls that people get, that's a very critical piece, especially for our target segment, which is the large enterprises, right, that we work with. So this is a great value prop, and a whole host of companies are very interested in availing of this facility and this benefit.
Would you be able to put a value to this order, because it's a 5-year deal that you have with Google/Redington?
The margins,
how much?
Yeah, margins in this for us are very healthy, right? They're very sweet, and that really enthuses us. Our job is to provide the platform, the software, where the employee is able to see how many months of installments she needs to still pay, how much has been paid out, for the corporate to have a dashboard to see. Let's say they have 10,000 employees and they've given this for 1,000 employees. They can see how many of them are in which stage.
Right. No, we understand the product proposition, and obviously we're not the target audience for that product proposition as well. But the target audience is your investors. They want to know, in the 5 years that you are dealing with them, what is the kind of annual revenue potential here? And when you say margins are sweet, what do you mean? Are they 14 to 16%, 15%? A little more than that, because you've guided for the 15 to 16% EBITDA mark itself.
That's an EBITDA on the revenue that we're talking of here in 4 years' time. And too early for us to estimate. This is an innovation, right? Too early for us to give you a concrete number that this is the amount of revenue that we're going to generate out of this. But what we focus on is this value proposition meaningful for our target group? Like, for example, the branch recurring operating monthly expenses module that we've created within Zoyer, which is for your utility bills, your rentals, your petty cash, and the uptake has been phenomenal. We've given a bunch of names to the street, like a Zepto, like a Blinkit, like a Big Basket, Dr. Batra's, Subway, Berkowitz, a very large retail chain with tens of thousands of stores. They've requested us not to name them, but they're one of the largest in the country, if not the largest. And you can imagine the kind of uptake that we see in this in the coming years, right? So we are looking at places where there are significant margins, where there's a deep pull, and where the market size is very large. And these are unique opportunities that come to us given our scale and our market leadership in spend management.
So what are the opportunities that you're looking for, Avinash? Because you had earlier mentioned that you're on the lookout for acquisitions. Have you zeroed in on something? Are you in talks with some potential buyers? What is the progress on that front?
Progress is very good, extremely good. We are in talks, and some of these conversations are in very advanced stages with due diligences, etc., going through. And, we will keep you updated as and when we have an announcement to make, but hopefully pretty soon.
By when do we expect an announcement? Very soon. How soon is too soon, Avinash?
These things have their own course of time. I don't want to tie myself into knots by giving you a concrete time frame, but we are very much on track.
All right. What about, the growth outlook from here on? You have spoken about your revenue guidance at 58 to 63%, your EBITDA margin guidance at 15 to 16% over the next 4 years. And from the time you spoke to us, post your third quarter numbers to now, which is not a very long time ago, stock has seen a cut from over 500 rupees to under 400 rupees. We saw the promoters pick up some stake, 0.04% in the last few trading sessions. Just wondering if promoters are likely to buy a little more. And is there any large institutional investor who is exiting, which is causing this sort of massive decline in the stock price?
So lots of questions. So I will answer them one by one. One, the business is doing great. Two, our actions speak for themselves. The promoters have bought shares. I have bought shares. Dr. Raj has bought shares. And it's a lot more than that. It's about 3 lakh plus shares that we bought. So it's a lot more than 0.04. So our actions speak for themselves. We believe this is a great price to buy. And with regards to institutional investors, look, to the best of our knowledge, what we see, nobody has really exited. It's a lot of other folks, but not the institutional, both domestic and international, in any meaningful quantity or amount.
By other folks, you mean some HNIs? Because this kind of stock price movement happens only if someone with a large holding sells.
Not really. It's individuals that we are seeing, right? They could be HNIs. It's very hard to say who's actually done this, and we don't focus too much of our attention on these things, to be very honest, because we are focused on building long-term value, right? We can't control the short-term stock movements. We can't control the long-term stock movements also. Our job is to build value for our investors, and we truly believe that the markets, especially the Indian markets, will reward great performance over a period of time. And that's the belief that we are operating on.
You said you bought over 3 lakh shares, Avinash, you along with the promoters as well. Do you plan on buying more? That's a question you can answer for.
No, we both Dr. Raj, who's the founder and executive chairman, and I are co-promoters, and we both bought. I bought a little bit. He's bought a lot more, but there's a promoter group overall that we're talking of here, and in the promoter group, we have a lot of belief in the company, and that's shown by our actions.
You briefly spoke about Zoyer and Brome. Brome was highlighted as a key product, some marquee clients that you're talking about as well. From a revenue standpoint, how much does it contribute right now, and how much is it likely to scale up to over the next couple of years? If you could give us a sense before we let you go.
Right now, Brome is very small because these signups have all happened in the last 1 or 2 quarters, and they're going live, right? So it's extremely small, but as we go along, it can be very significant in the next 3 to 4 years. Very, very significant.
Would you be able to quantify the significance?
Hard to put a dollar or a rupee number to it or a percentage, but suffice to say, we are seeing great reads, and the market TAM is very large, right? Anybody who has a branch, NBFCs, etc., or retail chains, insurance companies, so everybody has this problem.
Take that point, Avinash. Thank you so much for joining in and giving us those insights into the business going ahead, and telling the people that you've gone ahead and bought 3 lakh shares as well. It will be very interesting to see whether financial performance and the stock price performance follows your actions as well. Currently, we have seen the stock move higher to the high point of trade after a big correction that we've seen over the last 1 month itself.